So how do you turn what looks like your biggest challenge into your greatest strength? That's the question we're digging into today. And we're looking at Pakistan. This is a country at a really critical turning point. It's facing a demographic reality that could, either supercharge its future or strain its very foundations. So let's break down how Pakistan is tackling this massive 241 million person question.
Okay, first things first, let's just wrap our heads around the scale of what we're talking about. The 2023 census puts Pakistan's population at over 241 million people. I mean, that is just a massive number, making it one of the most populous countries on Earth. But, that total number, it's really only half the story.
Right, because the real story here isn't just how many people, but who those people are. This isn't just a big country, it's an incredibly young one. I mean, just look at the base of this population pyramid. It's huge. A staggering 2/3 of everyone in the country is under the age of 30. That's what experts call a youth bulge. And honestly, it's the central fact that's driving everything else we're going to talk about.
So how in the world did Pakistan get here? Well, a population boom like this, it doesn't just happen overnight. Nope, this is the result of decades and decades of incredibly rapid growth.
And you can see just how fast that change was right here on this chart. In a little over 60 years, Pakistan's population grew by a factor of 6. Just let that sink in for a second. They went from under 43 million people in 1961 to more than 241 million today. I mean, that kind of explosive growth puts unbelievable pressure on every single part of a country.
And look, this isn't just some outside analyst saying this. This quote, it's pulled directly from a new government bill. The state itself is on record saying that this level of population growth creates grave challenges for the country's development, its resources, and, the well-being of its own people.
Which of course brings us right back to that huge young population. Because a youth bulge like this, it's not automatically a good thing or a bad thing. It's a moment of incredible potential, but also incredible risk.
You could say the country is standing at a major fork in the road. Down one path, you have this incredible opportunity, a massive, energetic workforce that, if you can educate and employ them, could fuel a whole new era of economic growth. That's the so-called demographic dividend. But the other path, that's the risk. A whole generation without jobs, without opportunity, creating massive social pressure and maybe even instability. So the big question is, which path is Pakistan gonna take?
Well, in response to that very question, Pakistan's government seems to be shifting gears. They're moving beyond just talking about the problem and are starting to build a new, coordinated strategy to actually manage it.
And the centerpiece of this whole new strategy is something called the Federal Commission on Population and Development. To put it simply, this is a new, high-level group designed to create one unified national plan. The goal here is to get everyone, from the federal government all the way down to the provinces, pulling in the same direction with a single, coherent strategy for population management.
Okay, so that sounds good in theory, but what will this commission actually do? Well, it's been given a pretty clear and powerful blueprint for action.
So here's its blueprint. The Commission is tasked with building a new national health framework, making sure policy is based on solid data, and, this is critical, getting all the provinces on the same page. And you'll notice the focus isn't just on raw numbers, it's about people. There are specific mandates here for things like gender equality and public education.
And listen, this isn't just another one of those toothless committees that talks a lot and does nothing. The bill gives this commission real authority. It has the power to demand data from any government agency, to set national standards, and to team up with international experts. Basically, it's got the tools it needs to turn its vision into a reality.
Now, it's really important to understand that this new commission doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's actually designed to coordinate and amplify a bunch of efforts that are already underway.
And you can see that progress is already happening on the ground. These key metrics are starting to move in the right direction. We're seeing more access to modern contraceptives, which gives families more choice. We're seeing fewer women with unmet needs for family planning, and thousands of maternal deaths are being prevented. These are like the green shoots the new commission is designed to water and help grow.
At the same time, the government is trying to hit the opportunity side of that youth bulge head-on. It's not just about managing population numbers, it's about investing in the people. We're seeing programs that are training tens of thousands of young Pakistanis in high-demand skills like IT, and they're getting certifications from global giants like Microsoft, Google, and Cisco. This is how you turn demographic potential into a genuinely skilled workforce.
Okay, but a really crucial piece of this whole puzzle is empowering women. And you might ask, why is that so important? Well, the data is pretty clear. A lack of female autonomy is a key driver of high fertility rates. Just makes sense, right? When women have more economic power, more education, and more control over their own lives, they tend to choose to have smaller families. That's exactly why these initiatives, interest-free loans, safer transportation, better access to banking, aren't just about equality. They are a core part of the national population strategy.
So when you put all these pieces together, you've got the new federal commission, you've got the investments in youth skills, and this major focus on women's empowerment, a really clear national goal starts to come into focus.
And this, right here, is the ultimate ambition. The goal is to take what looks like this immense demographic pressure and strategically flip it, turning it into the nation's single greatest asset, a young, skilled, and empowered generation that's ready to drive the economy forward.
So the strategy is being put into place, and the stakes, well, they really could not be higher. The big question now is whether this coordinated effort will be enough to truly harness the power of Pakistan's new generation. The answer to that question, it won't just define Pakistan's future, it's going to reshape the entire region for decades to come.